How are you feeling, Katie? I'm like,
Our team, our member, they will drive you and pass for the police checkpoint. And after that, you can continue to ride the motorbike by yourself easy. And they can bring you to prison about 40 days. So you will have the big holiday in China there.
this is how I imagine China. They had no ice at breakfast, so she made like hot milk coffee and it didn't go well. It was maybe the worst coffee. Second coffee because we slept like maybe an hour and a half, so I'll still be sleepy at night. Did you see the people bike touring at the last? We passed by a cafe, there were two people with bikes with panniers. I was thinking like you can cycle this. What? I said I wouldn't, but you could do a lot of cycling and I can do a lot of surfing or anywhere we go. No, I didn't see anything. Have you been to Taiwan? Yeah. Would you like that? Why are you thinking about Taiwan? Well, because that's another place I want to cycle. In Asia. I didn't see much. I was with my Taiwanese friend, my Brazilian friend, and they were bringing home another girl every night. And we stayed with his mom. Before I got there, his mom made breakfast for both of them and their one-night stands. And then we did like a rushed tour around the island. Taiwan is small but big enough to be interesting. There's surfing on one side, there's a lot of views, the south is different from the north. But the pretty part, we had to rush at night to get the girl who was banging back in time for her flight. And then we went to a techno party. My Brazilian friend disappeared and comes back and he's like, yeah, I just had sex in the alleyway. We went to an after party. And then, yeah, I was like, what are you allowed to say on YouTube? This is what it looks like on the map. This is what it looks like in real life. I'm happy to see Asian food and pumpkin. Everyone in our group has really good English and everyone's a woman. Like, give me. I think it'll spill if I pass it to you. 40-cent sugarcane juice to Vietnam. And it's very clean. Like, it looks very sanitary, unlike some places. I asked when I booked the tour, is it hostels or homestays? They said it's homestays and your group is smaller within the loop, but then you get put together at the end. So everyone's on one big super bed. Katie and I missed being with the girls by, like, yeah, it was only us that didn't make it. Everyone else got put into 2 rooms of 5. No, I'm pretty sad. Currently climbing up this giant tourist pillar with a Vietnamese flag on top. And we've been discussing how we think we'll bail on the last day of Jasmine tours because we didn't realize it was the party tour, and 130 people screaming into a mic does not make it easy to sit out of a party. So I couldn't fall asleep until the music stopped and then everyone got in bed and stopped talking so much. 2 more nights instead of 3 more nights sounds more bearable. We haven't decided yet, but we don't think we'll do the full thing. They were not honest, in my opinion, when we asked them questions about the tour. I had breakfast 2 hours ago and I'm supposed to eat lunch again because I dropped out of the group for the day because I have really bad cramps. I wasn't sure they weren't bad, but as soon as I sat down now, I feel it, and I know that if I was with 100 people on boats and everyone has really not been to Asia before, I would feel like shit and I would make other people feel like shit because I'd have this bitch face. I got a super sweet iced coffee. That's gonna make the cramps more interesting. Have my driver. He's just taking me as soon as possible to the hotel. So much food. I'm not hungry. I'm in this cabin. They're putting 7 girls in a small room. 2 girls have to share a bed and a blanket. This tour costs 70 US dollars a day. I don't know where the money is going, if they put 25, 30 people in a dorm or they put 2 people on 1 blanket. I know that this tour costs more than my month of rent, and I live in a 5-star hotel quality apartment. The food they feed us is very low cost to produce and make. I'm sure that the boys working for us are not making very much money because they're all 20 years old and very innocent. They're also all an ethnic minority. People who are minorities tend to be even more innocent. It is very lovely outside. I'm the only one here. I got here 3 hours ahead of the group, just as the real rain started. The other thing that I have to say about how ethical everything is that this is basically like a playground for young adults. It's like a mansion on top of a hill in a very simple village. There's guest houses owned by villagers more in the village. It's really hard for me to be this up close to this kind of business. I'm really suffering. I didn't know that this kind of tourism existed and that this was possible. It was definitely not intentional to join this type of thing. No, it was really like misleading. It's 3 days. I'll talk about it more at the end. But yeah, Jasmine tours for Hajiang gets a 3 out of 10 for me. The views are very beautiful, but that's not the tour company. The drivers are very lovely. They're very respectful. From what I can see, the food is fine. This is a very typical business model, especially as the travel scene and generations change. It's more and more accessible to everyone, which I like. I would say that I stopped full-time backpacking around the pandemic. And since those 3 years, it's definitely changed. I don't know, like, it's a lot of people's first time in Asia. I think everyone could be mindful, and that the Vietnamese government is largely responsible for anything that's happening in their own country. And it's like how they want to protect or deal with or sort out their ethnic minorities. It just reminds me a lot of what I see in China. I traveled China as an American citizen, but of course I am the majority ethnicity in China. It's always interesting as the world moves forward and as times change when traditional meets modern. I don't think it's ever smooth. There's always a lot of ethical aspects that people don't consider. I think people just see like the statistics, the potential dollars to be made, and everyone likes to think about themselves first. It's like surfing, right? Just gonna drop in, well, bam, take the wave. The receptionist is a total douchebag. Last night the staff was okay. First night, pretty bad as well. Okay, so he said that they would do the room cleaning, so everything's dirty right now and I just have to like take a nap on dirty stuff. They said they would do the cleaning at 2, so I expect 3:30. The nice thing is what I packed. I have my super delicious favorite 85% Tea Bros dark chocolate. I kind of thought my cycle would start on this loop, so I prepared. It's about $5 or $6. I would probably have about 1 every period. It's just so good. Like, you can taste so much in this chocolate. It's so flavorful. It's vegan. It's completely Vietnamese, single origin. The beans are from Dak Dak. Let me pronounce that better. Yeah, it's not written with Vietnamese tones. My notebook that I've been writing in recently. I also have my computer. I have Netflix.
I want to eat everywhere, but I can't do it. It'll take me 1 month just to eat on this street. Yeah.
Just sent Kate to reception, digging through a fridge underwear. In her boxers in the middle of a party, jamming out to Taylor Swift to find my and it's like on the suppository, vaginal suppository. That's like a health supplement, basically, when you're on your period. It's just so good. Like, you can taste so much.